So the first thing to say is it's so nice to see everyone and to be together at the end of this very strange year. And the second thing to say is that the metacognition strand of this project has been like a sort of golden thread running through the year. I've had such a positive experience, and my kids have had such a positive experience. So I'm just really happy. I know we have colleagues here who maybe are thinking about lab classrooms for next year, and I have to say I am very satisfied, very happy. So thank you to organisers, and let me tell you a bit about what my Year 8s have been doing. So I have this Year 8 group who I've been discussing all year with learning partners and people in whole education, and they've been very scattered. I don't like my classes to feel scattered. I like my classes to feel cohesive and organised, and we're all working as a big friendly team. And these kids who I taught last year came back off lockdown, not ready to learn, not settled, not very comfortable in their own learning. And a few in particular, 6 of my lowest achievers, were really having a hard time settling back into the tasks which we need to do at school. So I tried everything I could think of, and we tried a lot of things, and I still couldn't quite crack it, which was really frustrating. So they were an excellent trial group for me to use for the metacognition trial. And I decided to go with the question as whether immersive teaching of metacognitive strategies could help these students develop from tacit learners into reflective learners. So could I get these kids to start thinking about their own thought processes rather than just not thinking about their processes and having a really hard time achieving? The key adjective there was definitely immersive in immersive teaching, because I thought, right, we're going to try everything. We're just going to try everything metacognitive that we can come up with, and we'll see what happens. So we did a lot of questioning, talking and thinking about their own strategies that they use to plan, monitor and evaluate their own work. We had those on the wall, we had them in books, we talked about them endlessly. We did loads and loads of modelling, loads of scaffolding, loads of guided practice. I checked everything I was doing for cognitive overload and broke things down, appropriate amount of stretch and challenge every lesson, and lots of resilience and persistence and a lot of repetition. So I did this with the whole group, and every time I got stuck, I came back to the EEF toolkit's summary of recommendations for metacognition, which I can highly recommend. It is super helpful. Every time I hit a roadblock, I'm like, right, back to basics. So I did it with the whole group. And then I took those 6 kids who really were struggling, and I identified them as a narrowed focus group. Everything I did with the whole group, I did double with those children. Every lesson, we did something metacognitive, every lesson, again and again and again. First, it was hard work because it's a lot to fit in, but after about a week, the strategy started working, and I didn't get so many hands up, and I didn't get so many, I can't do it, I don't know where to start, and it sort of sorted itself out, it balanced out time-wise. I put a questionnaire in at the beginning of the process and another questionnaire, the same questionnaire at the end of the process. And the questionnaire showed quite clearly that there were improvements in how able the children felt to ask for help, how much they understood about their own skills and their learning practices, better understanding of the subject, and improved self-reflection. And several colleagues come in as well, and they observed exactly the same things. Some things didn't work, so I printed out these darling little rainbow sheets of like questioning strategies, and I put them in your book, and you'll be able to refer to them. And actually they put them in the books, and they gave them a few pats, and that was about it. And it didn't really work to have them on the wall either, because although they were in front of them, blown up to triple size, they still seemed to be quite surprised every time I pointed out that the questions were on the wall. So that wasn't very helpful. But what was helpful, and maybe it's the human element here, was frequently returning to those questions and modelling them orally. Right, we feel a bit stuck. Where have we got to? What do we need? Have we got the tools? How did we do it last time? What are we going to do next? Take a breath, take the next step, again and again and again. That was very helpful. But the most helpful thing was increasing my modelling. Now, the funny thing is I do a lot of modelling already, a lot. But I started modeling almost literally everything: how to bullet point notes, how to lay out your spellings, how to write a complicated paragraph. And every time I did, I verbalized my own processes, particularly my mistakes, repeatedly, every time, every lesson. And I have to say, it's just worked. They've just come together. They feel cohesive, they feel enabled, they're really proud of themselves. The last assessment, the 6 focused children, 2/3 of them have exceeded their targets for themselves. And the whole class has done really well and they're happy. I actually ran out of extensions in the last assessment because they got through the whole assessment really thoroughly, and 5 extensions. I'm like, okay, so look what you've done, that's brilliant. Moving forward, I will be taking this into basically every lesson I teach ever again, and encouraging everyone to do the same. I've also got a new position as Assistant Senko in our school from September, so I will hopefully have the opportunity to look at it on a wider school basis as well. I have to say, Lab Classrooms has been fantastic in how this has been structured. I have felt supported. The timings have worked out really well. It's been just the right amount of time between each meeting or between each interaction. And it's just felt like the right amount of prompting and the right amount of inspiration, really, is not too strong a word. So I have to say also, I'm with Sir Tim Brighouse here. This experience has been exhilarating and not exhausting. I am ending the year on a high with this class, on a high with this project, and very, very happy.